Thank you. Up next on our agenda will be the approval of the Senate Journal. The Senate Journal from the previous meeting have been made available. Is there any corrections to either of the journals? Hearing none, journals are as stated. Up next, we have our remarks by our special guests. Please join me in welcoming Isaiah Ortiz, the Assistant Director for Raider Red's Food Pantry, and he's a part of the Raider Relief Advocacy and the Resource Center.
Hello, everybody. So I'm here to kind of discuss what we are partnering with the SGA Government Association next week. So as some of you may know or may not know, September is Hunger Awareness Month, and so we are hosting a campus-wide food drive next week. So a lot of barrels that will be placed next week in the sub. We'll have plenty of volunteer opportunities for some of you that might be interested in that. So here are the few things that we are focusing at the food pantry as far as what we want to have in the food pantry. One thing that's kind of important for us to mention, for me to mention tonight, is 1 in every 2 students here on campus are food insecure in some capacity. So that might be anywhere from being food broke to extreme food insecure, which means that they're missing meals and not having enough money to pay for meals and things of that nature. So if you guys could help us out next week, I'd love to have you guys help us volunteer throughout the week. At the beginning of the week, it's not much other than just placing barrels in different areas around the sub. But throughout the week, as donations are being collected and donations are being dropped off in these different areas, we'll need help sorting through all of those donations and storing them and placing them in the food pantry. So as a little bit about what we're doing next week. And so these this flyer will be posted on the barrels. They're gonna look a little funny because we had them printed out at Copy Mill, and so we weren't able to fit them correctly on the barrels. But that's how you'll know you've come to the right spot. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer any real quick.
Will there be any social media posts we can repost to gain more support for this?
Yes, so if you guys go to our Instagram, it's Raider Relief. It's one of our most recent posts, and you'll see this flyer that is on there, and you'll be able to share as much as you can. It's also going out on Tech Announcements tomorrow as well. Anything else? All right.
Awesome. Give them a round of applause. Up next on our agenda is open forum. Rule 33, Section 2 of the Rules of the Senate states any student enrolled in Texas Tech University may address the Student Senate during this time on any given issue. If you are addressing the Senate, please rise. State your name and classification.
Shelby Jr.
Awesome. And then could we get your last name as well?
Cantro, K-A-N-T-R-O.
We're connected.
Awesome, yeah.
Hello, my name is Shelby, and I am the president of High Riders. One of our core pillars is tradition, and a significant part of tradition involves ringing the victory bells after every Lady Raider win. This honor is exclusive to our organization, as we are the only women on campus allowed to ring the bells. But recent conditions in the bell tower have made it increasingly difficult to enjoy this experience. The extreme heat in the bell tower, particularly during the spring and early fall, has caused several members to suffer heat exhaustion and even some fainting. The temperatures soar quickly, especially when games conclude in the afternoon and early evening, leading to overcrowding when all of us are up there with no air circulation. This not only poses health risks, but also dampens the enthusiasm we typically feel during these victorious moments. To maintain the integrity of our tradition and ensure the safety and well-being of our members, we strongly advocate for the installation of an air conditioning unit placed in bell tower. This would allow us to celebrate our victories comfortably and safely, fostering a positive atmosphere while upholding the spirit of our women's athletics. The bell tower is a cherished part of our university experience, and we want to preserve its meaning without the discomfort of extreme heat.
My name is Mitchell Smith. I'm the president of the Saddle Tramps. We do everything that Shelby just mentioned, but on the guy sports side of things, after football games, basketball, things of that nature. We've experienced this as well. I know there's a form that's been sent around just recently because of how many people are getting sick and fainting. So it's come to our attention. We wanted to come here and make sure that y'all were aware of this issue. We've tried to contact administration and they just don't seem to care. So y'all are our next step. I want to apologize for the way I'm dressed. We have rapping right after this. Have to lead by example. So here we are. I wanted to tell y'all a quick story because personally I have got a really big issue with the heat. So in the summer we were ringing and it was hot and I was curious. So the next day I went back. I brought a heat thermometer. If any of y'all know, or a meat thermometer, sorry. If y'all know what that is. I set it next to me while I rang for 30 minutes. Following the 30-minute ringing, the thermometer read 125 degrees. It was only 103 outside. That's just like the typical spread in the bell tower of how much hotter it gets. And this is why we have people passing out. It's an issue and we wanted to make sure that y'all were aware of it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. Is there anyone else that wishes to address the Senate chamber? Up next on our agenda will be our executive reports. Vice President Ashworth and Student Body President Vega are out with sickness. So we're going to go ahead and welcome our external Vice President Carter Barrett, and I will give Abigail's remarks on my points.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. First years, congrats, and we are so excited to have you here tonight. I just kind of wanted to reiterate off of Raider Red's food pantry. And so they reached out and asked us to kind of be the liaison between the student body and this need. I remember them reaching out and he talked about it, that Texas Tech University has 56% of food insecurity. And so that is compared to a 1 in 4 national average. And so if we can take that on, really promote this, get involved, that link is up there. So sign up. I'll send an email as well. And then off of that, I wanted to give my saying of the week, and that is, don't compliment bad cooking. And so whenever you're in the chamber, whenever you're working on projects, we want you to know if you compliment bad cooking, you're going to be stuck with bad cooking. And so always get out there, challenge each other to get the best product of your work. So thanks, y'all.
Up next on our agenda will be judicial reports. Seeing as there are no judicial reports at this time, we will move along to my remarks. So this is from Abigail. So so with going off of the external vice president's points, really take this opportunity to go out and serve the student body. I've seen a lot of food scarcity on this campus. I've experienced some myself. So there really is like a very prevalent issue on this campus. So feel free not only to push this out to your organizations to help drive donations as well, but even feel free to serve in the opportunity as well. So the voter registration tabling is every Wednesday. I think we have 2 more. So I sent that out in the group me. Feel free to sign yourself up for that. And we're going to look at opening some more opportunities with that. So with the fee committees, if you have been assigned to a fee committee, all the fee committees have been assigned. It's very important that you go to these things. So it is we're doing a lot of planning this year on how we're going to address student fees moving on forward. And it's really important because these committees cannot function without the 5 students and 4 faculty on the committee. So if you've been assigned to a committee, please make it your every priority to go. Again, you're advocating on behalf of the students on these issues, and your decisions that go in these committees directly affect how much you and I are going to be paying for tuition through the different fee committee subsets. Please answer the emails, and there will be other committees, so keep an eye on your inboxes as well. And if you're too booked, feel free to shoot us a list of people that would be great to serve on these committees, like responsible students that would be able to serve the student body in this capacity. From Abigail as well, FYE, FYLA, and FYC, 26 amazing interns for FYLA. A few of them are sitting right here. FYC election results will be announced tomorrow. And a big thank you to all the FYE directors, the work you've put in this week and throughout the entirety of the summer and the beginning of our term, especially like seeing y'all in the office has been absolutely incredible. So just, can we give them a big round of applause? Awesome. And then the next thing on her points is the Senate seat vacancies. She will be emailing out a form, and then we'll also be posting on the Instagram to try and lobby some vacancies to get filled as well. If you know anyone in a specific college that would be willing to serve, please let us know. Then up next are going to be my remarks. So I've gotten a few questions regarding the student org check-ins. So it's kind of a two-part question. So the Excel sheet that we sent out for you is for your convenience. That's to get it's a list of 180 student organizations that get funds directly from SGA. So that's for you and for your convenience to reach out to those organizations. The organization you reach out to does not have to be on that list. And that list is not what is fulfilling you for your Senate requirement. A reminder, as passed in our first meeting, we have the requirement to meet with the student org, either through a one-on-one or through the general meeting. You can fulfill that requirement by meeting with them in that capacity and then going to our Tech Connect and filling out our form that says you met with them. It's a 5-question questionnaire. It says what org you met with, and it really goes into a little bit of detail regarding just what you talked about, really how you can serve them better, and use this as an opportunity for y'all to not only further like your platform and your initiative, but to get ideas from others as well. A lot of what we talked about in our Senate retreat is that the change is not going to come to you. And this requirement is really here so you can go out of your way to hear the concerns of students. So use that to the best of your ability. Again, the Excel sheet is for your convenience. It does not have to be one of those organizations. And then, so up next is my office hours. Feel free to take a picture of this. I've gotten a few questions regarding the one-on-one meeting that you have to have with me as part of your Senate requirements. Feel free to take a picture of this. If you want to walk in, do a walk-in meeting, feel free. I don't want to waste y'all's time if I have some sort of other meeting or if I'm with someone else. So feel free to send me an Outlook invite for any of the green, and I'd be more than happy to sit with you, and we can fill out your document that is required of your office hours. And then lastly, I just wanted to take a focus on this. I know y'all can't read it, but this is one of the submissions that we got for our student org check-in form. And the amount of like detail and the amount of effort that was put into this really emulates what we're trying to achieve with this. So, right. So it's for you. And like if you would take the time to read this, and if we were to do that in this meeting, you'd really see the intentionality that went into meeting with this org, and not only how meeting with them sort of furthered your perspective as a student, but allows you to shift your priorities to help a group of students as well. So this was just something that I wanted to put up there. It's an incredible submission, and I just wanted to give it a shout out. But yeah, moving forward, up next on our agenda will be our routine motions and other business. If you have not been sworn in, please rise. I just need to make sure that there's no one else. Awesome, everyone has been sworn in. The floor is open for routine motions and other business. Hearing none, we will now proceed to committee reports. We will begin with our academic committees. Senator Gasway.
I move to skip all committee reports.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Kefi that we suspend the standing rules of the Senate to allow the skipping of committee reports. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, committee reports will be skipped. Up next on our agenda will be first reading. Senate Resolution 60.21.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.21. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Good evening, student senators. I'm glad to be here this evening to introduce two pieces that I'm really passionate about. The first one here is regarding the expanding of the USTEM Center. So there's a lot of students in STEM here at Texas Tech University, and we know it's not going to stop. And the thing is, Nia and I saw when we were walking into the USTEM Center as LSAMP scholars that there is a need for more space. Now, this USTEM Center serves for over 5,000 students that are STEM majors, and there's only 8 computers, 5 tables for group activities, and we've noticed that 25% of students that engage in group activities are able to be academically better in class, are able to actually have that time to study without any types of distractions. With that, the USTEM Center also provides free printing. So if we want students to utilize this center, more than 5,000 students that want to utilize this center, we need to relocate it. After talking to the LSTAMP's Associate Director, Maggie, she has mentioned that we do need it as well. There's been administrators that have said the same thing as well, but we need each and every one of your voices here today to vote in favor of this, because this is vital for not only the USTEM Core Center, but also for the students that are trying to achieve a better education here at Texas Tech. So, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.21 onto second reading and sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Heath that Senate Resolution 60.21 be sent to second reading and to all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. Please vote in the poll. With 100% in favor, motion passes. Up next, Senate Resolution 60.22. Senator Moreno.
So with Senate Resolution 60.22, this is about the AC unit in the bell tower. We've seen the two speakers up here today. We've had a tour at the bell tower. You saw it as well. And everybody got to experience how hot it is up there. But they also got to experience how amazing it is to see all of Lubbock. But after a while, even though it was 70 degrees outside, it felt like 100 in there, I'm going to be honest with you. We've heard stories of students fainting while they're ringing the bell towers, after they ring the bells at the towers. And the thing is, we're not asking for student government to pay for this. We're pressuring the administration to pay for this because it is about student safety. It's about the actual ability to ring the bells and not feel sick, because we want to make sure that these traditions preserve for the next 100 years. We want to make sure that students are being safe while they're ringing the bells. Now, Saltrams and the High Riders have done an amazing job for a lot of the athletic departments, for students on campus, decorating the campus on a Thursday while they have exams that same day or even the day after until 12 a.m. they're decorating here. And I think giving them a AC unit will help achieve a lot of knowing that the student government is there to help them out, as same as administration. So with that, I place Senate Resolution, or move to place Senate Resolution 60.22 onto second reading and to be sent to all committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Lamb that Senate Resolution 60.22 be placed on second reading and sent to all committees. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. Please vote in the poll. Ayes have it, motion passes. Up next, Senate Resolution 60.23. Senator Clark.
Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.23, stating sentiments of the Student Senate regarding the confirmation of Cliff Montgomery as an Associate Justice to the Student Government Association Supreme Court. May I approach the podium?
You may.
Good evening, Senators, and a warm welcome to our newest members of SGA, the FYLA members. Senate Resolution 60.23 is regarding the confirmation of Cliff Montgomery, better known as Cam Montgomery, into the Supreme Court as an Associate Justice. So it came to our attention that we did have one vacancy left in the Supreme Court, and therefore Abigail Vega did appoint and recommend one individual, Cliff Montgomery, to fill this position. On Monday, this past Monday, the Rules and Administration Committee, during our annual meeting, did interview and hold the judiciary hearing for Mr. Montgomery, to which the Rules and Administration Committee all voted in the favor of the nomination of Mr. Montgomery as a Supreme Court Associate Justice, based on his professional experience, academic pursuits, integrity, and interest in upholding the Constitution of the Student Government Association. And with that, we have the RNA Committee has fulfilled its requirement to hold this hearing and therefore gives its confirmation to the Senate to now be voted on with a 2/3 vote in the affirmative. With that being said, Mr. President, I move to suspend the standing rule that requires all resolutions to be placed on second reading and sent to committees.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Huffman that the standing rules of the Senate requiring pieces to be moved to second reading be suspended in favor of moving them to the third reading. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Now to vote on the piece.
Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.23 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Scoville to suspend or to place Senate Resolution 60.23 on third reading and final passage. This motion is undebatable, unamendable, and requires a 2/3 majority vote. Please vote in the poll. The ayes have it, motion passes. Up next on our agenda will be second reading, Senate Resolution 60.12.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, I rise to introduce Senate Resolution 60.12 and may I approach the podium?
You may.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. So Senate, I present to you the opportunity to establish a biomedical science BS degree at Texas Tech University, a step that aligns with our mission of academic excellence, innovation, and preparing students for the future of medicine. This interdisciplinary program, integrating public health, health sciences, and biological sciences, addresses a clear demand evidenced by inquiries from prospective students while enhancing our recruitment of high-achieving students. With most necessary courses already offered in existing departments such as biological sciences, chemistry, and kinesiology, this degree can be developed through cross-departmental collaboration, positioning Texas Tech to meet the growing needs of healthcare and biomedical fields. And then again, me and Senator Clark already met with administration and they're for the idea. And so with that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.12 on third reading and final passage.
It's been moved and seconded by Senator Fuller that Senate Resolution 60.12 be moved to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. Please open the poll. With 100% in favor, ayes have it, motion passes. Up next, Senate Resolution 60.13.
Can I introduce it?
Senator Almosa.
Okay, so for Senate Resolution 60.13, I ask for your support in renaming the General Studies degree to Interdisciplinary Studies at Texas Tech University. The current title, General Studies, does not fully convey the academic rigor and interdisciplinary nature of this program, which integrates coursework from 3 distinct areas of study, allowing students to pursue a flexible and personalized educational path. Renaming the degree to Interdisciplinary Studies would more accurately reflect the program structure and purpose, enhancing its prestige and communicating its value more clearly to students, employers, and academic institutions. This change aligns with Texas Tech's commitment to providing innovative, student-centered education and preparing graduates for a diverse career path. So with that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.13 on third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Joyce that Senate Resolution 60.13 be placed to third reading and final passage. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate on the floor? Hearing none, we will now proceed to vote. Please vote in the poll. Ayes have it, motion passes. Up next on our agenda will be our consent calendar. If you are presenting Senate Resolution 60.24, please step to the podium. As a reminder, our consent calendar must pass with 100% approval or it will fail.
Hello.
Senator Bijou, you have the floor.
Hello everyone, I'm Libby, and Senate Resolution 60.24 is a congratulatory piece recognizing the Texas Tech University School of Veterinary Medicine for their successful launch of the Community and Regional Engagement Service Mobile Unit, or for short, the CARES Mobile Unit. And this is basically just a vet clinic on wheels. And this is truly a remarkable achievement, as this mobile vet clinic extends critical veterinary care to underserved regions, ensuring that animals in both remote and rural areas have access to essential medical services. With that, Mr. President, I move to place Senate Resolution 60.24 onto third reading and final passage.
It has been moved and seconded by Senator Webb that Senate Resolution 60.24 be placed to third reading and final passage. Please vote in the poll. Reminder, 100% approval is required to pass this motion. With 100% approval, Senate Resolution 60.24 passes. Up next on our agenda is the announcements. Any member of the Student Government Association may make relevant announcements to the chamber at this time. If you are wishing to address the Senate, please stand for recognition from the Speaker. Senator Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we just, on behalf of the Rules and Administration Committee, we would like to make an announcement tonight. First of all, we want to say awesome job on committee reports and having those meetings. We had pretty much every committee meet this week, and so that is one of the highest rates that we've had seen in a long time. So really, thank you guys so much for working on that. Another is a couple of reminders for everyone. So absence requests, legislation, and committee reports are due on Monday by 5 p.m. We understand that things come up, we may forget, and sometimes we may show up sick the day before Senate, but we really, really, really would like to see those absence requests come in before 5 p.m. instead of being forwarded emails on those things. On the note of absences, we ask that everyone be a lot more detailed when they're putting their descriptions in for the absence that they're requesting. Because of this, we, in the RNA committee, can have more context to why you're asking to be excused for these. If not, we may decline you and we may deny your absence request. And we really don't like seeing those emails pop up with further information and explanation. Though while you are able to do that and you are welcome to explain yourself much further, we ask that you do that beforehand so that we have full context. Additionally, we ask that everyone be showing up on time to these meetings. When those doors close, you should be in the Senate chamber. We are on air, we are live streamed, and coming in late, coming up here late does create a lot of background noise. It's hard to pick up the feed, and additionally, it's just better to kind of show up early. If you are going to show up late, whether that's because of work or an event, anything of that sort, let the RNA committee know. We'll make sure you get into the committee room, but please make sure we're showing up on time and so on and so forth. And just to touch on the absences again, make sure you are emailing somebody in the Rules and Administration Committee. You can email myself, Faith, anyone in the RNA committee, whether that's Senator Agarwal, Senator Griffin, anybody of that sort. Please email them, they'll forward it to us. But please don't go emailing Ashlyn or anybody like that, because we do handle all of those. That's all from the RNA committee. We thank you again for all of your hard work, and yeah.
Ms. Rocky.
Okay, so a couple of things. If your clicker wasn't working, please come find me after so I can record your vote. That's really important. I'll put it on Tech Connect, just so that we continue to stay transparent within the Senate. As well, reminder from Diego and I, we do require ties in the Senate, so for all our boys, gentlemen, please wear a tie. Otherwise, I think that's all from us. Thanks.
Are there any other announcements to the chamber? Hearing none, it is now the time for adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Senator Almosa. It has been moved and seconded by Senator Stubblefield that we move to adjourn. This motion is undebatable and amendable and requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.